to the end zone. Touchdown!
And represent Quincy High School with pride. As the players and cheerleaders take the field with their honored teachers, we ask that you join us in celebrating these special relationships that make Quincy High School such a strong and supportive community. First out, Leo Steinberg and teacher Mrs. Good. Next is Jalen Parks and Mr. Davis. Next is Nate Allen and Mrs. Bruce. Next is Darryl Wright and Ms. Hoyt. Next up, our quarterback, Braden O'Connell and Mr. Devlin. Next up is Joe McNeil and Mr. McNeese. Next up, Jacoby Quinn and Coach Carson. Next is Caleb Britton and Mrs. McMorrow. Next up is Devin McPartland and Mr. McCary. Next is Brady O'Neill and Dante Melanson, who will walk out with Mr. Pat Lane. Next up, let's hear it for DJ Blaze and Gavin Doyle walking out with Ms. O'Keefe. Next up is Malcolm McMorrow and Zach Aldupoulos with Mr. Burke. Next up is Wyatt Drinkwater and Caden Cipriano with Mr. Rick Beach, our equipment manager. Delaney and Jack Boyd with athletic trainer Steve Garofalo. Our final player, left tackle Chris Young and Coach DeWitt. And now for the cheerleaders. First up, Kaylani Legal and Miss Allen. And our other senior, Carla Andujar, and Matt McGrath, Assistant Athletic Director. Please give a big round of applause for all of tonight's honorees, our outstanding teachers, staff, and educators, and thank them for all they do for our students, both on and off the field. From all of us in the Quincy High School Athletics Department, thank you for helping to shape the next generation of leaders. We truly appreciate you.
Hello everyone and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where tonight the Quincy Presidents will play host to the Pembroke Titans in the regular season finale. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and thanks for tuning in to this edition of QATV Sports. As I mentioned, it is the regular season finale for the Quincy Presidents, and they come to this game with a record of 5-2. They would love to try to get one more win here and finish out with a 6-2 season, regular season, before they head into the playoffs next week. Pembroke comes into the game with a record of 2-5. So certainly favorable conditions here for the Presidents as they face off and host the Titans here tonight. Being joined by Steve Mays. And Steve, it's been an exciting season for the Presidents, and I'd like to cap it off here with a regular season win against Pembroke.
Yeah, you're looking to win tonight, host a playoff game next week, maybe jump up a couple spots and get a better game next week. First time at Veterans for me this year. I've made all their away games. Haven't been able to make any of their home games yet, but we're here tonight to put a stamp on the season and get to the postseason.
Yes, you mentioned postseason. The power rankings have Quincy right now in the number 8 position. So they would be in line to host a home game. The top 16 teams in Division II make the playoffs. So right now Quincy, the 8 seed, will be hosting Chelmsford if everything holds steady with the positioning right now. North Quincy is the number 11 seed, and there is an outside chance, Steve, that Quincy could host North Quincy next week in the first round of the playoffs. I don't know what that would do, but I'm sure the city will be turning out to have these teams in the playoffs. It would be quite an event here at the stadium.
John, the only thing better than playing them once a year would be playing them twice a year. It would be a great game, and I don't think it would take away from Thanksgiving, because no matter what, Thanksgiving is always going to be special. I don't want to take away from a playoff game, because obviously that's important and moving on and trying to win a Super Bowl and stuff like that. But it wouldn't take away from Thanksgiving. It'll still have the build up and stuff like that. So it would be great to play them twice, though. It'd be great for the city, right? The place would be packed twice in 1 year. So I think it's great.
Quincy, as I mentioned, 5-2. They won their first 5 games, and then the last 2 weeks they've lost against the premier teams of the Patriot League, Scituate and Hanover. Scituate's the defending Super Bowl champions, and Hanover had an excellent year last year as well. They went to the semifinals of the Division 5 playoffs. So both teams. They did well against teams. Obviously, again, Scituate and Hanover are 2 of the top teams around, especially in the Patriot League. So held steady, but trying to come out here with Pembroke and finish off the season. Steve, what did you see at Scituate and at Hanover for the Quincy High team the past 2 weeks?
As far as the level of competition was definitely much greater the last 2 weeks than they were in the previous weeks, and you play some other teams and you put up zeros and you score 40-something points and 30-something points, and then the rubber meets the road and you meet some guys that push back when you push them, and it's just not as easy, right? It's just not as easy. And listen, Scituate's a really good team, and Hanover was a physical team. But I thought it was okay, and it's also good to get a little learning.
All right, guys, great night for football, right? You can't always have a sunny day, right? All right,
you're going to be talking for Quincy?
Are you going to be talking for Pembroke?
Yes, sir.
All right, gentlemen. Let's have a good game tonight. You guys are captains for obvious reasons, all right? Things start to get out of hand. We need you guys to step up, okay? All right. So I have a head, I have a tail. I have a head, I have a tail. What would you like to call?
Tails.
Tails it is. And there's a tail, so you have won the toss.
We would like to receive the ball.
You want the ball. What goal would you like to defend?
To defend the center.
Okay, so you want to kick this way.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you want to put your backs over here, white over here, gentlemen?
Never mind.
Okay, Pembroke has won the toss. They've elected to receive. Gentlemen, shake hands. Good luck.
All right, so Pembroke wants the ball to start the game. Quincy will defend the south end zone, and Pembroke will defend the north end zone. Interesting thing, no hesitation right there, Steve. Pembroke said we want the ball to get things going. It is a heavy mist right now here at the stadium, and the rain is supposed to pick up. I would say probably as we get in the second half, we're going to see a heavier rain come down. So maybe Pembroke's trying to say we want to get the ball as many times as we can before the weather really starts to play a factor.
Yeah, you don't really see that teams take the ball right away. They usually go the other way and defend, but that's exactly why. They want the ball while it's a little bit drier and the conditions are a little more favorable. Not that they're good, but they're a little more favorable.
All right, we're going to pause now for our national anthem. You can see a little bit of the mist coming down here over on the left side of your screen as it goes through the lights here at the stadium with the wind as well. So, again, I said a heavy mist with a decent amount of wind here. So we'll see how conditions worsen as this game progresses on. I want to thank our volunteers and crew that have come out here today. This game was originally scheduled for a 6 p.m. kickoff, but was moved up yesterday to 5 p.m. In part because of the weather. See if we could get it in a little bit sooner.
think you need a kicker, John.
I was trying to see what
I think you need a guy to kick it. Listen, been away from the game for a couple years. I don't know. Last time I was here, you needed someone to kick it.
I think they were looking for the tee, and they could not find it, so they're going to do without it here.
Details. See, little details. No big deal.
And kicking off for the Presidents was Braden O'Connell. Donovan Diontasio, will field it and bring it back to about the 30-yard line, and that's where the Titans will start.
Quarterback is number 12, Anthony Pinto.
All right, Anthony Pinto, number 12, the quarterback for the Titans. Going to start in the shotgun. And he's going to fake the handoff and throw it to Michael Giese, number 13, over to the far side. And he's going to get into the President's territory up to the 49-yard line.
Little RPO, and you give it to the guy that you faked it to. It's a new one. It's a new one, but effective.
The Presidents, 1st and 10 Titans.
Pinto's a junior. Yeah, Pinto's a junior quarterback.
All right, so it is spotted at the President's 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Titans, picking up that big 18-yard gain on first down. President's show blitz. Ball goes through the hands of Pinto. And just there, we're talking about the weather. It went right through his hands, and the Presidents will get a play there on their behalf.
Yeah, it's going to happen more times than not, unfortunately, tonight. You can't snap it hard back there, but you also can't, mess up the timing by just lofting it back there. So you're going to have to find that happy medium. And you would think that before the game they were working on quarterback center exchange, but like you said, the weather keeps picking up. It's only going to get worse.
So it's an 11-yard loss all the way back to the Titans' 40-yard line. So 2nd and 21 now for Pembroke. Hands it off to Giese. Giese will go right back to where the play started from, and it'll be to the President's 49-yard line.
It looked like 64. Chris Young was right there to make a play, and he didn't close down fast enough and didn't kind of sell out to make the tackle. Just let Mike Giese run by him. You got to squeeze right there.
So 3rd and 11. They mark it at ball at midfield. Pinto rushing out of the pocket. He's going to throw, and we'll see. No, it hit the ground. Nicholas Carboni was the intended receiver. And they'll bring up 4th and long.
Good pressure there by the Presidents with an outside blitz. Punting will be interesting tonight as well, John. This could be interesting, yeah. That wind is screaming.
So, yeah, they're going to be kicking into the wind right now. And it's Michael Giese who will be kicking a low snap. He's able to pick it up and field. A nice job by Giese. High kick. And a fair catch is called for, and the Presidents can't hold on to it. A flag is thrown. This might be interference. Leo Steinberg was down there for the Presidents to call the fair catch.
Okay. So we're going to go from
down to 25-yard line is.
Let's see what we got.
we have kick, catch, and interference against Pembroke. It's going to be 15 yards from the end of the kick.
All right, so it is interference, and the Presidents will get 15 yards from the end of the play, and we'll see where they spot the ball, as you see here in the replay. Oh, yeah, it looked like number 25 might have just touched Liam Cullinane. So they spot the ball at the 36-yard line. Jonas Ala on the carry for the first down here for the Presidents. And nice drop there by Ala. He's going to have the first down, getting up to the 48.
This weather, John, is Jonas Ala, Leo Steinberg's game. He needs to be a little more patient here. He had 51 pulling around for him to lead block, and he kind of outran his blocker. He's going to be a little more patient there. But he hit the hole hard, got what he had to get for first down, and Presidents are moving. He has that breakaway speed. Sometimes you just got to be patient and let it develop.
All right, again, now this one goes to Leo Steinberg. Steinberg trying to get outside, and he does. Gets across the 50-yard line up to the 40, and could have a flag thrown here as well. Looked like it might have been a horse collar tackle,
right? Yeah.
But I don't see anything on the play. Nonetheless, a big first down all the way up now to the 33. I should make it the 29-yard line.
Great run here. Couple guys out in front leading the way. That's a great block there on the outside. And obviously a great run by Steinberg. He's a horse, man. He's been doing it not just this year. He's been doing it for years. He is an absolute horse.
And Steinberg, Aller on the carry. Aller's going to get up to about the 20-yard line, make it the 19.
Great run blocking there by the offensive line. Just getting them and driving them off the ball. It's a tremendous job.
Second and 1 for the Presidents.
Come on, Q! Let's go, Quincy!
See again how he doesn't let 75 get out there and make his block. Now maybe he's just a little late pulling and he's kind of slow and stuff like that. Okay, I get it. But you got to have some tempo right there. You have to let that guy clear your face and kick that guy right out and then cut it up behind him.
Bring up third down and 3.
And obviously the lineman's got to move a little faster too. I mean, it's not all on the running back. You got to have a little tempo there.
All right, so no, actually, I'm going to say loss of 1 back to the 21-yard line for the Presidents. Steinberg gets hit at the line of scrimmage, and he will not have it.
Leo Steinberg on the carry.
Oh, we got a penalty here. 2 of them.
And there's a penalty marker.
Wow. Could it be offsetting?
There's Jalen Parks on the carry. See here in the replay. Actually, excuse me, that was Steinberg on the carry. And might have been that little extra push there at the end.
And then he threw the ball at him.
Yep.
You're going to get offsetting here. Come on, Leo.
We have both dead ball fouls, 1 on each team. All right. It doesn't matter. They both offset, Coach. They both offset. So we have personal foul on offense, personal foul on defense. Those penalties will offset. Okay. The down counts.
Personal foul
So you could,
against both squads. Those will
The official is
offset.
saying it was a dead ball foul, so the down will count.
So it looks like we have 4th and 3, 4th and 4.
I know he did. It was the big boy. He said, you're in my way. I was like, well, why was he on the field?
All right, the down
That's
will
kinda
not
what
be
he did.
reclaimed. It will be 4th and 3 for the Presidents.
And she looked like she was for FT too.
All right, so the ball's at the 22-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down and 3 for the Presidents. So looked like Quincy might have had a break there, but it'll be 4th down instead. See what they can do here. Again, 4th down and about 3 now for Quincy. Steinberg and Aller in the backfield. And lots of movement. There was movement on the line, movement in the backfield. a look here at the replay.
Yeah.
Again, we could have 2 penalties here, or 2 different flags. We'll see what the call is.
Defensive encroachment against the defense.
Beautiful.
There's going to be a 5-yard
Thank you.
penalty resulting in the first down.
All right, so Presidents, Steve, might have caught a break there.
They did. They did. They caught a break.
I think worst case scenario there, it would have been offsetting penalties again, as they moved at the same time.
You must have went to Quincy High.
They moved at the same time, it looked like. So, all right, well, either way, it's 1st and 10 now for the Presidents at the 17-yard line. Ala on the carry, and it looks like he stepped out of bounds at about the 13.
Caught a break with that offsides. They caught a break with muffing the punt. They didn't catch a break with this weather, though. I'll tell you that. Man, it's nasty out there.
And they spot him at the 12. I'll say, too, the mist is coming right at us here in the booth, so we have a blocked view, to say the least,
Yeah,
trying to fight our way through the
We're watching it on TV like you guys are at home.
pretty much, yeah. All right, senior quarterback Braden O'Connell in the shotgun. Gives it to Steinberg. He's in the backfield, and he can't spin out of that one.
We don't think.
Nicholas Carboni in there for the Titans.
Steinberg on the carry. No gain. There's going to be a loss of 1. 3rd and 7 for the Presidents.
So we'll get back to live coverage here as we try to get the replays settled up.
Do you risk a pass in this weather? I'll tell you what. The last couple weeks, the tight end was huge for the Presidents. Huge. So let's see what happens here.
Lost 1 on that last play, 3rd and 6. Play action fake, and O'Connell cannot get out of harm's way.
Loss on the play.
As a couple of Titans came up there quickly and brought him down. As we'll see here in the replay, coming right up the middle was number 51 and also Michael Giese. Unfortunately, number 51 is not on our. Oh, excuse me, it's Patrick Shanley
4th and 13
for the Titans.
For the Presidents.
What's in the playbook for 4th and 13? Interesting.
Presence again, 4th and long here. 4 receivers set with Steinberg in the backfield. Connor looking, flag thrown on the play. Pass over to the left, and it's complete.
Touchdown, but
Number 2, Jonas Alla, but there is a penalty marker, and it will go against the Presidents.
So we have Holden on the offense, number 64. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. We played it down.
Here's the one thing I will tell you, John. In the games that I've seen this year, the Achilles heel of the Presidents is they are not a very disciplined team. They have a lot of penalties go against them every single week, whether it's offsides or holding or a late hit, some kind of chippiness. They are not a very disciplined team.
All right, so big hold there. Again, it looked like Ala was in the end zone, but it comes back. So 4th and even longer now for the Presidents.
Maybe a screen here or something? I don't know.
So you can see the 3 receivers bunched up to the left. O'Connell, and he's going to get sacked. Nicholas McCarthy, one of the captain seniors for the Titans, comes in and brings down O'Connell. As you see here, McCarthy did a great job getting by his man at the line of scrimmage, and it goes all the way back to the 40-yard line, and it'll be a turnover on downs for the Titans. Excuse me, for the Presidents.
Let's go, defense!
That's a frustrating end to a drive right there. You went from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 23 to getting sacked. That's offsides.
Penalty marker. Ball start. Against the Titans 5-yard penalty. That'll bring it to 1st and 15.
All right, so move it back 5 yards to the 34-yard line. 1st and 15 now for the Titans.
Come on, defense!
Quarterback Anthony Pinto hands the ball off. Nice pursuit there by the Presidents. Getting in there initially for Quincy was Will Cannon, number 44.
Nice job there. Great stop of the run right there.
2nd and 13 for the Titans.
Benjamin Vocal on the run for the Titans.
Tell you what, going into the last 2 weeks, the defense has been excellent. A couple of zeros, couple of single digits. They've done a great job. Here comes Aller again. Oh, he backed off. Yeah, somebody's coming.
Pass over middle field is complete. Gabriel Quinlan gets the catch. Still trying to fight his way forward. And 4 Presidents finally bring him down, but Quinlan will have a first down up to the 49-yard line.
Just to find that soft spot in the zone and just dumped it right in there.
The road 49-yard line.
And Quinlan needed to get to the 49 to pick up the first down, and he did. So it's 1st and 10 for the Titans.
Let's go, defense! Come on, Blue!
Here they come. Here come the Presidents.
Handoff, and great job there by the Presidents. 3 Presidents in there coming up to blow that play up. Matt Powers, Jacoby Quinn leading the charge for Quincy.
Looks like they're bringing it tonight. Looks like Coach Carson's drawing up a lot of blitzing tonight.
2nd and 14 for the Titans.
And he's coming.
Come on, defense!
That was Benjamin Vocal on the carry for the Titans. So again, loss of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 14. President show blitz. Ala coming in. Passes over in the flat. And great job there by Leo Steinberg.
Nice tackle.
Quickly closes him and brings down Nicholas Carboni.
Looks like Steinberg and Aller on the outside. One's coming, one's staying, one's coming, one's staying. They've alternated a few times tonight so far. They're doing a good job mixing that up.
Spot the ball at the 46-yard line, making a 3rd and 13.
You definitely want long yardage situations in weather like this.
Handoff. Ball comes loose. And looks like the Presidents have recovered. And they have. Will Cannon coming in there and getting that loose ball. Great job by Quincy.
Again, they're blitzing off the outside. They're coming from the corner. That was Allah who came in from the corner there to cause it. No, I'm lying. It wasn't Allah. Jalen Parks. He came in from the corner, caused some havoc, and they went to work.
1st and 10 for Presidents.
All right, so Quincy recovers the ball at the 36-yard line. 21 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. So Jacoby Quinn coming in and caused that fumble. See if Presidents can get some points on the board here. Full house backfield for Quincy.
Under center as well. You don't see that much anymore. Quarterback going under center.
Jonas Aller in the carry.
Scott Arthur coming in for the Titans to get through the line and bring down the ball carrier. And they're going to say no gain.
For the Presidents.
Looks like the end of the first quarter.
And it is with the horns. So first quarter by here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and we are scoreless, but the Presidents will have the ball when we come back for the second quarter. Again, scoreless after one. If you've ever been interested in becoming a football official, the Eastern Massachusetts Association of Interscholastic Football Officials is your place to go. If you're interested in officiating on the South Shore, South Coast, Greater Boston, or Cape Cod areas, the EMAIFO is the right group for you to join. For more information, you can visit their website, emaifo.net. Again, that's the Eastern Massachusetts Association of Interscholastic Football Officials, emaifo.net. The easiest call you will ever make.
John, you got to read that with a straight face.
It's a mouthful of an association name for sure.
There's a couple jokes in there about vision tests and stuff like that, but I will let that go tonight. I saw it somewhere online. It was a great meme, I guess you could say. It was what were you for Halloween? It had a referee with a walking stick. It was pretty funny. Ooh, different quarterback.
Yeah, looks like Ala's in there to take the snap. He keeps it himself, running over to the near sideline, crosses the 30-yard line, and will get brought out of bounds at the 26.
Yeah, direct snap, go right to Ala, let him run. Don't worry about a handoff or anything like that.
At the 26-yard line.
Little wildcat by the Presidents.
The Presidents need to get to the 26, and they do say it's a first down. So first and 10 for the Presidents now, again, at the Titan 26-yard line.
Looks like O'Connell back in at quarterback. He might have been split out right there, too. I'm not even sure.
O'Connell back in the shotgun for the Presidents. Steinberg to his left, Ala to his right. He's going to give it to Steinberg. Steinberg hit in the backfield initially, fighting his way forward at
Great
the 5
run.
and touchdown.
Great job, Leo.
Leo Steinberg fighting through the tackles and gets in for the 6 points.
His yak must be unbelievable in the last couple of years. His yards after contact has to be through the roof. I mean, this kid gets every single play. When he gets touched, he's getting 4, 5, 6, in that case, 15 more yards. Not one guy can take him down. I haven't seen one guy take him down in a couple years now. So, great job by Steinberg. Like I said earlier, he is the horse of this team. There's no doubt.
Yeah, he put his shoulder down and ran over the first tackler, and then the arm tackles, he just ran right through. So great job there by Steinberg. A 26-yard touchdown run. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good by Braden O'Connell. So the Presidents come down and get an important 7 points on the board and lead 7-0. You can log on to QATV's website at qatv.org for program schedules, membership information, video on demand, live streaming, and more. So again, qatv.org. Steve, believe it or not, in just a couple of weeks, it's going to be Thanksgiving, 4 weeks from today.
You brought it up before me.
I know, right?
Love it.
And of course, we'll have live coverage with the Thanksgiving game day. Will be hosted by Steve Mays. beginning at 8:30 a.m. on QATV. And
Don't forget about Frank McNamara,
Frank McNamara,
co-host.
Yep.
By the way, this year, Thanksgiving is his birthday.
Oh, okay. So
Maybe we'll have to have a cake.
all right, it's fumbled by Titans out of bounds. Again, it's slippery, and it's going to go out of bounds. It looks like the 19-yard line.
Yeah, actually, the last time I was here was the Miracle on Hancock Street. It's the most unbelievable ending to a high school football game I think I've ever seen in my
It
life.
certainly was. So we're going to hope for some exciting action here as well on Thanksgiving. So again, pregame show at 8:30 and kickoff at 10. Game will be live on QATV Channel 8, QATV HD 1072, and online at QATV.org.
And we have confirmation that people watch. We have confirmation that people watch
We
the
certainly
show.
do.
So that's great.
All right, quarterback Anthony Pinto. Actually, excuse me, it's Colin Grisham who's now in the game, number 10. And handoff over to the right side. Actually, Grisham kept it himself. And
Yeah, RPO again, and he pulled it and kept it himself. With offenses like this, where they run that RPO, defensively, it's all about your responsibility. If you're in charge of the running back, whether the quarterback pulls it or not, you got to take that running back down. If you're in charge of quarterback, you got to stay with the quarterback no matter what he does, because the last second they can pull it and change things, and if you're not doing your job, that's when you get in trouble.
All right, looks like it was no gain on the play. Grisham hands the ball off. And getting across the 25-yard line and up to about the 27 was Michael Giese.
Yeah, Steinberg came up to Phil, as you can see here. He looked like he was right in position, and then the kid made a good move at the last second.
Is a Pembroke first down. Be placed at the 28-yard line of Pembroke.
Need a little bit of a push here by the D-line. Good job. Good job. Just what we got.
Giese had nowhere to run there. Chris Young, number 64, coming in there to blow that play up.
That's a big boy, John. That's a big boy.
See here in the replay
55
as
was
Young.
right there, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 55 was the one. Aiden McElhaney coming in there.
2nd and 12 for the Titans.
But Chris Young coming right there as well, clogging up the middle there for the Presidents. Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 12.
Looks like Jonas is coming. Oh, yeah.
And there's Chris Young right there, and couldn't get the ball carry at the last second. Grisham kept it himself. He saw Chris Young coming and decided to pull that back, and instead, Jacoby Quinn on your screen, number 54, will make the tackle.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying a second ago. Is that RPO? It's, the run pass option. You're just waiting. You're waiting to see what happens if you're going to give it to him or pull it. So you have to stay gap responsible, and you have to stay with what your assignment is.
Third and about 9 now for the Titans.
And they're coming again.
Grisham looking to pass, and it is bobbled and incomplete. David Kanya was trying to hold on to it, and he saw 3 Presidents around him, and I think he went to run with the ball as well, as you see here in the replay. And yeah, I think it's wet. He was trying to run and saw the Presidents converging on him.
Yeah, it was definitely that definitely happened. Heard the footsteps a little bit. Ball's a little slippery. Try to do a little too much and get you in 4th and 9, 4th and 8, 4th and 9. Try to punt again.
And the President's just going to let this go over and then takes a fantastic roll. If you're a Titan, down to the 20, past that, and up to the 16-yard line.
And you know, John, that's the big thing right there, right? So the first time they kick it, you go and you try to catch it, and you muff it, and now from there on in, you're not even trying to catch it, and you're hoping either it's a bad kick or you get a bad bounce. And here's what happens: that Pembroke flips the field around entirely, and puts the Presidents a long way away from home. But if he catches the first time, if he catches it, gets a couple yards. Now those guys have confidence. They go out and they catch that one, and it's a different story.
7:26 to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Presidents at their own 16-yard line. Alva takes the handoff from O'Connell, and the spin move there to get a couple yards in the play before he's brought down. Going to get to about the 19-yard line.
Close to the 20. Pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 for the Presidents.
And John, you can hear the wind out there. It's
Yep.
bad. God.
Yeah, it's not a pouring rain, but it's just this heavy mist, and everything is wet and
Right.
makes everything tough.
Right.
Titans show blitz, and the initial blitz didn't work, but the cavalry comes and brings down Steinberg, and it's going to be a loss of a couple yards on the play.
Loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Presidents.
3rd and long is no good for either team. I don't care who it is. Not in weather like this.
All right, 3 receivers to the right of O'Connell. He sends Aller in motion. Looking down, and it goes incomplete. Was looking for Aller, but it goes through his hands.
Number
That's
2,
wet.
Jonas Alla, incomplete.
Tough to catch that ball tonight.
See here in the replay there as Aller just couldn't hold on to it.
Probably wasn't going much further anyway, but you got to have a little touch tonight.
Deep to receive for the Titans, number 22, Ben Walter.
All right, O'Connell gets a nice kickoff. Fair catch is called for.
And the ball's fielded by Volkel on his own.
All right, and Benjamin Volkel
43-yard line.
calls for the fair catch at the 43, and that's where the Titans will take over. So good field position here now for the Titans to start this drive. 5:38 to go here in the quarter. And they're going to start on the President's side of the field at the 43.
Here comes Alla.
Grisham in at quarterback still. He hands it off, and the Presidents.
No, he didn't. Told you.
No, he
Hold
did
it.
not. Yeah, he holds it off. And Grisham with a huge run there fooled everyone in the stadium except for you, Steve. And Grisham goes all the way up to the 15-yard line.
All the way down to the 15-yard line of the Presidents.
Just pulls it at the last second. And again, if you're responsible for the quarterback, then that's what you have to stay with. You have to trust what you're doing. You got to put the stats aside for the night, and you have to play your responsibility.
And 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line now for the Titans.
Steinberg this time.
Giese with the carry now over to the right side.
With 13, Giese on the carry.
A couple men in there, including Darrell Wright for the Presidents to bring him down.
To the 12. Pick up of 2, 2nd and 8.
Come on, Q!
Like a 2-yard gain for Giese there. 2nd down and 8. The ball goes through the quarterback's hands for Gresham, and he does jump on it, but it's going to be a big loss for the Titans.
Fumble on the exchange. Recovered by number 10. Placed the ball all the way back onto the 27-yard line. Third and 21 for the Titans.
All right, ball back at the 27-yard line now, so 3rd and long. Probably 4-down territory no matter what here for the Titans.
Yeah, Pembroke's looking to get 10 or 12 right here, and that's it. They're not looking to get it all.
And it almost came loose again. Giese comes in and gets tackled immediately there. Jonas Alla comes up to bring him down.
Hey, you might think about punting here, John. I don't know.
See, the Titans lucked out there as well as Gresham the ball went through his hands as he was trying to hand it off to Giese. And that slight delay certainly helped out as Alla came in to bring him down.
Yeah, they're punting. They don't have a play for 4th and 30, so they're going to punt.
Ball loose again, and Giese's able to get onto it and kicks it out of bounds at about the 15-yard line.
At the 15-yard line of the Presidents. Number 7.
You said we're doing the game day, rain or shine, right? If it's like this, I don't know.
That's the plan, to do a rain or shine.
I don't know. I don't know about that. To sing happy birthday on the phone to Frank. I don't know about that one.
You can see in the top right-hand corner of your screen is that rain and wind coming down here at the stadium. All right, Steinberg in motion. They give it to him. Trying to get to the
block
outside.
setup
Nice
right
job
there.
here by Leo Steinberg up to the 30-yard line. And ball comes loose. And looks like Steinberg was able to jump on it. And he did. So big break there for the Presidents. Steinberg recovers it at the 30-yard
If you
line.
watch right here, John, when he gets the ball, he acts like he's going to cut it up, and he drives the defense in right here, and then he bounces it back out. So he sets up all his blocks, right? Parks makes that beautiful block, and these guys that make these beautiful blocks, all because he kind of went inside and forced the defense back in and then popped it back out. Now hold on to the ball, different story.
All right, so it's a first down for the Presidents at the 30-yard line. Alla with the carry. And looks like he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Presidents.
2 minutes and a half. You got to get out of the huddle a little faster.
Low snap. O'Connell holds on to it. Pass down the middle of the field, and it is.
Nice
Did he
catch.
hold on to? No, could not hold on to it. JoJo Ham.
Intended for number 7.
Had Ham down the middle of the field. Again, he just couldn't hold on to it. Had two defenders on either side of him. And it was a nice
Yeah,
job
it's a good
there.
breakup. Good breakup by
I'll say
Pembroke.
Benjamin Vogel did
Yeah.
a great job of breaking that play
Yeah,
up.
22 did a good job.
Would have been a great over-the-shoulder catch there by Ham, but perfect timing by Vogel.
It was a good ball. It was a good attempt, and it was a good play on the defense.
3rd and 10 now for the Presidents. Alla got hit at the line of scrimmage, has been able to spin forward for a couple of yards after he got hit by Carboni. And timeout called down on the field.
Timeout Pembroke.
4th and 6, maybe?
Yeah, looks like they spotted down at the 33.
Last play was a 3-yard gain.
So 4th and about 7. Call it a long 6, short 7.
Punt here? Last thing you want to do here is give up a sack or a loss. I'd opt to punt here.
That was Pembroke's first timeout of the half that they called to stop the clock. And Quincy's going to keep the offense out on the field. We'll see if they got to try to snap, or is it going to be a quick kick? And it's a quick kick here.
John. Told you that. There we go. Should have let it bounce a little more.
Steinberg
Good job.
Downs it down at the
Good
33-yard
job.
line.
Number 1, Leo Steinberg. 32-yard line.
I think O'Connell does that kicking anyway, right? I think I know he kicks extra points.
1st and 10.
I think he does all that kicking anyway. Kicked off without a tee.
All right, spotted at the 33-yard line. 1:26 to go here in the first half.
Looks like Parks is coming again. Looks like Al is coming. Nope, Al ain't coming.
Trying to set up a wide receiver screen. It's complete to Carboni.
Keep him in bounds. Fumble.
And
He
ball
picked it. He
came
took it
loose.
out. He
And
took it out of his
Steinberg with
hand.
the ball all the way down the far sideline, and he's trying to go for the touchdown. And did he
I
get in?
think so. Yes, he's in.
Touchdown. Leo Steinberg ripped that ball away and goes all the way down for the touchdown.
He took it right out of his hands.
Watch
Took
the
it
replay
right
here.
out of his hands. That's unbelievable. That's just strength, right? That's just pure strength.
Right there, you can
rips
see he
it
rips
right
it
out of his
through.
hand. Doesn't step out of bounds on the sideline. And then at the end, he just does what he does. What an unbelievable job there by Steinberg. Wow. What a turn of events with 1.5 minutes left.
All right, extra point attempt is up, and it's good. So Pembroke looked like they were going to have a nice gain there into President's territory, and Leo Steinberg says, not so fast, rips the ball away, and runs it back 52 yards for the touchdown on the fumble.
Unbelievable play. Great job by Leo.
Take a look at the play here again. Olive did a nice job reading that play. He saw it was going to be a wide receiver screen, just couldn't get there in time. And then right here you can see Steinberg the entire time trying to rip, and finally rips the ball there. Looks like he got some help as well. Gavin O'Hare, number 33, came in and put a pup on Nicholas Carboni, the ball carrier. And that helps spring the ball loose. And Steinberg does a great job to just get over the goal line.
You got a tee this time, John. Look at that. Must have found it in the bag.
Short kick here. Fair catch is called for by Pembroke at the 27-yard line.
How about Pinto throws a perfect pass on a wide receiver screen, looking at about a 25, 30-yard gain, and goes the other way for a 52-yard touchdown by the Presidents. Wow.
All right, so now 1:02 to go.
Quincy gets a ball coming out of the half. I mean, Pembroke kind of have to throw here, but I don't know. Do you risk it again? No.
Anthony Pinto back in at quarterback. He throws and it is incomplete.
Pass intended for number 11, Nick Marcone.
Steinberg was right there too with Ala.
Second and 10.
Under a minute to go now, 58 seconds.
John, when you play somebody that's ranked lower than you or in a different division, to gain the point in the power rankings, what are you going to win with?
Regardless of what division you in, so the division play doesn't come into any of the effect of the power rankings.
Okay.
It's your margin of victory over that, and it's capped at 14 points. And it is almost picked off there by Will Cannon. Went through his hands. Again, that wet ball couldn't hold on to it. Matt Powers, number 51, was blitzing on the play, and then Cannon just couldn't hold on to it.
Could get a quick timeout here by the Presidents if they can get a stop on a run play.
I was just going to say, Presidents might not be looking to call a timeout. Pinto in the shotgun with Giese to his right.
Looks like Parks is coming. Nope.
Pinto rolling out of the pocket. He's going to keep it himself. And great hustle by the Presidents, but it's going to be a first down.
Anthony Pinto on the carry
Great tackle there by Aiden McElhaney.
to the 40.
You see number 55 in the middle of your screen giving chase.
Somebody called the time. Did they signal who called the timeout?
Looks like it was Pembroke. Excuse me. No, they did not say. I missed the signal on who called the timeout there, and they didn't mark it down on the board.
Sure, Peter Doherty saw it.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone in the truck was able to see that or not. First down for the Titans. Pinto looking, passes, and it is incomplete. Looking for Jaden Doyle.
Jaden Doyle. Second and 10.
The last 2 minutes has taken longer than the whole first two quarters.
I know, hasn't it?
Flag looks still right now.
Second down and 10 for Pembroke. Pinto dropped it, picks it right back
Come on,
up, though,
Al.
and it goes incomplete. Pass was thrown high over Michael Giese.
I tell you, it looks like they knew that was coming. Jonas was right with that wide receiver. He was eyeing him the whole entire time. He knew it was coming. It's actually pretty good. If he didn't overthrow him, you could have had a pick there.
All right, so it's 3rd and 10 for the Titans. 35 seconds to go now here in the first half. Quincy comes with the blitz. Pento being pressured, and he gets out of the pressure's way. Fires downfield, and it is complete. Wow, what a pass there.
What a play by Pembroke.
Pass is complete downfield to Michael Giese, but Anthony Pento, the quarterback, great job here. Watch the replay as he gets out of the way there. That was Matt Powers giving chase and then throws a bullet downfield, and it's complete at the 42-yard line.
Gavin Doyle was hot in pursuit too, and he got away from both those guys and then threw a strike down the field. In weather like this and driving rain like this, that's a great ball. That's twice Quincy could have got off the field this drive in less than a minute and failed to stop him on 3rd and long.
1st and 10 now for Pembroke. Pento looking. Going to fire to his running back, Gabriel Quinlan. And Quinlan made one man miss, but can't get away from the second. And he's going to get brought down at the 45-yard line. They're going to say we're forward progress. So, loss of a couple yards on the play. And timeout was called by Pembroke on the field with 12 seconds to go.
So, John, when do the playoff pairings come out? Because this is the last week of the regular season, so you have Quincy and you have North that are both in the playoffs. Now it's just a matter of when the pairings are.
Yep. So the cutoff date for football is this Saturday, November 1st, and then the brackets will be released on Sunday, November 2nd.
Oh, wow!
And that's when we're going to find out where everything is happening,
Right
what's
around
going
the
on.
corner. And again, the top 8 get home games.
Yep. So the top 16 teams in each division make the playoffs. You need 3 wins to qualify for the playoffs. So you could be the number 1 team, but only have 2 wins, and you wouldn't make the playoffs.
So that actually affects Pembroke because they're number 13 right now, but they're only 2-5.
Yep. So they
have to win tonight.
Yep. If they want to make the playoffs, they need this win.
He's passing it.
And looking to pass, and gets out of the way from Steinberg. He passes instead, and it goes incomplete. There's maybe 2 seconds on the clock.
If you're Steinberg, you just got to run right through him at that point in time. He's not going to throw the ball 50 yards in this weather. Just run right through him. If he gets it off, he gets it off. We were just talking about Thanksgiving, weren't we? Here we go. Half a field, 2 seconds. Good Lord. Can't do this again. But that's not Gallagher on the center, so should be all right.
All right, last play here of the half. Pento rolling out to his right. Looking, fires downfield. And it's picked off by the Presidents. We'll see what happens
Follow
here.
your block, son.
And Ala comes up with the ball.
All right.
And he'll get up to 30. But great job there by the Presidents to intercept that ball and make sure no points are scored.
Good job.
As let's take a look here at the replay. As you can see, Pento rolling out.
Oh, looked like it bounced a couple times.
Yeah. So
It
give
wasn't
credit
a clean
either way.
pick, yeah.
Either way, Ala came down with it to make sure that nothing happened there. So first half here ends. It's been a windy and wet Veterans Memorial Stadium, but the Presidents have taken advantage of it, and they lead Pembroke 14-0. We will take a timeout and be back with second half coverage in just one moment. Please stay tuned.
For a reason.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The Presidents lead the Titans by a score of 14-0. Real quick, we'll run down some stats for the Presidents. Leo Steinberg, 7 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. Also had that strip sack as well. The strip fumble for the run back for the touchdown later in the second quarter. Jonas Ala has 8 carries for 42 yards. Brandon O'Connell 0 for 2 passing with the wet conditions here at the stadium. For Pembroke, Colin Gresham was 1 of 2 passing, and Anthony Pinto 6 of 12 for 42 yards. Gresham has 4 carries for 18 yards. Michael Giese 5 rushes for 14. And that is the stats here. So not a lot to talk about because of the rain, Steve. And it's been rain, windy, ball slippery. And we'll see what the second half brings here as well. Again, it's a really heavy mist with the wind as well, so it's really affecting the conditions.
Yeah, run heavy. Like I said, the first quarter, plus went really fast. The last 2 minutes was kind of slow, but I think it's going to pick up again.
Field at the 25-yard line by the Presidents. Gavin O'Hare on the return. And big thing here will be holding on to the ball tight in the second half, as we saw a number of fumbles and almost fumbles, near fumbles as well. So it's a nice job there by O'Hare, again, fielding at the 25-yard line for the Presidents. And at the end there, you can see we're going to see a lot of players trying to strip for the ball.
1st and 10, Residents. The quarterback is number 8, Braden O'Connell.
Three receivers bunched up as Steinberg goes in motion. Steinberg on the carry, trying to get over to the right side, across the 40-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Presidents. Still on his feet, finally will get brought down at the 43.
Great job by Steinberg, and as you saw at the end here, he covered it up, right? 2 hands. When he had that fumble at the end of the half that he recovered, I think he learned from that. He just keeps going, man. He drives and drives and drives. Such a good runner.
And there's an injury timeout for a player down on the field. There's a Pembroke player who's down.
Cramping, maybe?
And
Yeah,
I
looks
think
like a
that's
cramp.
definitely what it is. Nicholas McCarthy, one of the senior captains for the Titans.
Let's hope he's okay. First and 10 Presidents from their own 44-yard line.
Handoff here for Jonas Ala. Breaks through here. Big gain
Go
now
ahead,
for
kid.
Ala. Down to the 30-yard line. Up now to the 20. Still one man to beat up to the 5. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds right near the 5-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. But a huge run there for Jonas Ala and the Presidents.
Offensive line did a great job opening up a hole there, and Jonas hit it. I mean, that thing, they opened it up, had a lead block, and he hit it. Then he made a move to the outside and just took it over with the speed from there. Great run by Jonas.
And they spot him down at the 5-yard line. 51-yard run by Ala. First and goal now for the Presidents.
Full house backfield.
And we're going to have a false start called against the Presidents.
False start against the Presidents. 5-yard penalty.
So it'll be first and goal from the 10 now for Quincy.
Still goal to go now from the 10-yard line.
Change the play call completely. Right, we don't have full house anymore. Changes everything completely.
Connell gives it to Ala, and Ala gets hit in the backfield and will get brought down. Great play there
Number 2, Joe Masala.
by Patrick Shanley.
No gain.
And it's going to be no gain. Ala did a nice job just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a nice job there. John, you have a 51 in your program?
Yep, down the bottom. He's 44 at home
51.
and 51 on the way, it looks
Put
like.
number 1 in your heart. All right, I get it. Listen, I get it.
That one threw me for a loop there as well when I was browsing the roster
So
there.
44 and 51 now comes after 88 in Pembroke. Okay. Works for me, man.
Connell looking and incomplete. Might have lost control or lost grip of that ball as he was looking for Malcolm McMurrow, the senior.
Yeah, it's extremely tough to throw the ball tonight.
Pass intended for number 14, Malcolm Morrow. Incomplete. Third and goal from the 10.
All right, third and goal for the Presidents. Ala's going to pass it into the end zone. Oh, great play there.
What a play. Jaden Doyle, what a play. Wow.
Jaden Doyle, as you said, saves the touchdown. As you see, Ala had a wide open man in the end zone. And I think it was McMurrow, and it was.
Great play call and great play, and great job by Pembroke defensively.
All right, fourth and goal now for the Presidents at the 10-yard line. Kind of looking, has McMurrow and threw it behind him. And it'll be incomplete. Again, with a wet ball, might not have had the best grip to get there.
Yeah, but John, it's fourth and goal, right? So what does a 4-yard pass right here do for you? Right? Nothing. You got Parks running the corner. Throw it up to the kid in the corner. Throw it to Parks and let him go up and get it. He's much bigger than the cornerback that's on him. He has the separation. 4 yards there doesn't do anything for you. But if you go back to first down, it was first and goal from the 5. They had a full house backfield. You get the penalty, and it just changes everything. Those are the times where you have to be disciplined.
Presidents almost jumped off sides, and they might have. And, yeah, they're going to say offsides on the Presidents.
They'll make it first and 5 from the Titan 15-yard line.
So the Presidents spot Pembroke free 5 yards here. First and 5 now. Hand up the middle. And great job by the Presidents to eat him up before he can get any motion. Looks like it was Michael Giese on the carry.
Number 13, Giese on the carry. No gain.
So no gain on the play. 2nd down and 5.
Ala coming at the top of the screen. There he comes.
And there he comes. Oh, and coming up before them, try to see who it was that beat him to the punch. It was number 55 for the Presidents, Aiden McElhaney.
Nice job. Great job. He just beat that center. It looked like the center went up to the second level to block and left the guy right in front of him alone. Must have thought the guard was coming over to come down on him or something like that, but he ran right by him.
Ball carrier Michael Giese had no shot there whatsoever. He was barely had the ball before McElhaney had blown it up and it was tackling him down.
Yeah, that was just what the Presidents needed right there. That was a great job.
And 3rd and 9 now for the Titans. And the ball comes out of the quarterback's hands. That's Colin Gresham. He's in the end zone, fires, and it is almost intercepted. Matt Powers was over there, and the ball went just behind him, couldn't bring it in. So it'll be incomplete and bring up a 4th down now for Pembroke.
Presidents are bringing, I said it earlier, bringing a lot of pressure this game. Do you try to block this here? I mean, you didn't. You muffed the first one. You let the second one go. So you're not gonna. If you're not gonna go to catch this one, you might as well go after it. See what happens.
So Gavin O'Hare is back deep for the Presidents. And you can see Ala and Steinberg coming from the edge. Steinberg almost got in there at the top of your screen. And O'Hare's going to take it. Looked like he might have let it go. Bounces. He takes it at the 45-yard line. Gets up to about the 39.
Good job. Oh, is that Laundry down? Oh, Steinberg hit the kicker.
Yeah, the penalty flag is in the end zone. So we'll have to see if this is if they call it a 5-yard or a 15-yard penalty.
I think it's running into.
Yeah, if it's the running, it'll be 5 yards.
Yeah, the punt return team.
The defense, that's a 5-yard
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah.
They decided to accept the 5 yards and re-kick.
Yeah.
All right, so 5-yard penalty, they'll re-kick.
5-yard penalty, no re-kick.
I think you go after it again. John, if you're trying to block a punt, you cross the foot. You cross the lead foot. You don't go straight at him because that's when you get the running in. You have to go at about a 45-degree angle across the front of the foot.
Now, that was an official that called the timeout.
Now you don't want to get an offsides penalty here. You got to watch the ball.
Right, that's the big thing right now. All right, Pembroke gets the kickoff, and it's a great kick here.
Kick.
Gavin O'Hare goes back, fields it all the way at the 35-yard line.
Take a look. Get what you can. Good job.
O'Hare does a nice job trying to hold on to that ball still as there are 3 Pembroke Titans trying to rip it free from him. And O'Hare fielded it, and now a late flag here. So we'll see what happens as the officials straighten things out.
Okay, we have 2 dead ball fouls, 1 on each team. Unnecessary roughness. on the kicking team, unnecessary roughness on the returning team. Those penalties will offset first down.
First and 10. Presidents from their
All right, so they'll take it over at the 42-yard line after the return by Gavin O'Hare.
I know I sound like a broken record, John, but you have to be disciplined. You have to be a disciplined football team in order to win these games the way you're supposed to win them and to win next week in the playoffs. You can't shoot yourself in the foot and get these 15-yard penalties. Man. You could be at the 50. You have half a field.
Ala with the carry, trying to get out of harm's way and make the turn. And
Great run.
does a great job there just to get a couple of yards in the play. It looked like it could have been about a 10-yard loss. Instead, it's going to be about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous, and Jonas made a couple guys miss and used his speed a couple times. A stiff arm right there. It's a great job by Jonas.
And it is a 5-yard gain there by Jonas Ala.
Let's go, Jude!
Parks goes in motion, and they give it to Steinberg. Steinberg trying to fight his way and gets up to midfield, and it should be
Close.
yeah, it's gonna be 3rd and about 3.
As the wind picks up here at the stadium.
to midfield. Bring up a 3rd and 2.
I'd like to see a nice inside zone here. They broke it last time with Jonas. Nice little inside zone here. Get a little push from the offensive line. Hit it hard.
All right, 3rd down and 2. All right, great job
job.
there by Braden O'Connell
Good job by the offense.
on the hard
Motion
count.
on the defense
Good call,
will be a
Coach.
5-yard penalty.
Good job, Braden. Great job all around. And they were disciplined on that play. That's a great job.
So spot the ball up now to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Presidents.
A little confusion here.
The Presidents get things settled. O'Connell thought about passing. He can't get a
Good pass protection. Let it go, kid.
and
Nice
pass
job.
is complete downfield. JoJo
Nice
Ham
job.
on the catch.
O-line did a great job here, sealing things off.
Set to that play is President first.
Letting O'Connell set up. Tremendous job. Good ball. Had to throw it a little behind him. If he let him, could have been a pick. JoJo settled in there a little bit. Good execution. Great job by the Presidents.
Ball up to the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 now for Quincy. Just got an update from Plymouth South with North Quincy is playing down there, and Plymouth South leads North 21-0.
What a shame.
Steinberg in motion, and they give it to him. Almost bobbled it, but he holds on to
Look at
it.
this kid run. Man.
Gets past his offensive lineman, a flag thrown on the play.
Uh-oh, we got some laundry.
Come back.
Coach DeWitt does not look happy, I can tell you that.
Are you ready? Let's go. Holding.
Holding on the offense. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Can I get a number?
So that's going to come back to the 37-yard line. Play action fake. O'Connell looking down the middle of the field. Completed Jonas Alla at the 20-yard line. Great catch and run there by Jonas Alla. Ball was thrown exactly where it needed to be as we see the bars there coming up.
That was a great call. It was a great call, this little seam route. And in weather like this, and that ball's got to be soaking wet. That's a really good ball by O'Connell. That's a great ball in this weather.
All right, spot him now at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Presidents.
They switched the offensive lineman, John. The right tackle, the right guard and the left guard just switched. Why was that?
So it's Jacoby Quinn and Matt Powers on the guard positions. Steinberg
Interesting.
Number 1, Steinberg on the carry.
saw a seam up the middle of the field, but it closed off quickly. And Steinberg slow to get up.
They're going to call it a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 for the Presidents.
Oh, boy.
Got a player shaking up.
Right, so again, Leo Steinberg down on the field. I'm not sure if he got rolled up on during the end of the play when he got tackled, or
He's moving a lot, which is a good thing, right? It's not an ACL or an MCL or anything like that. Might have just got hit in the wrong place.
I was hungry. I didn't know if he was yelling in pain or people were yelling for him. I'm like confused. Come on, Leo!
all right, he is up, but he cannot put any pressure on his right leg.
Oh, God.
So I'm not sure if it's his.
Maybe I was wrong. Ankle, maybe?
Well, we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully Steinberg is okay. Obviously an important part of this President's team, offense and defense. So with that now, Gavin O'Hare will kind of fill in his position, in Steinberg's position, excuse me. 2nd down and 7. Alla on the run. Gets inside the 10 up to the 5, and that's about where he gets knocked out of bounds.
It's a good hard run by number 2. Jonas with a good hard run right there.
So you see if they give him the 5-yard line for the 1st down, and it looks like they do.
The yard marker still says 3, but yeah, it's 1st down. For sure, it's a 1st and goal.
1st and goal to go from the 5-yard line.
All right, so it is a 1st down. So as you said, Steve, 1st and goal from the 5.
Tough to go full house and everything now with Steinberg out. You got to change it again. But as I say that, full house. Well, maybe not.
No, they're going to move O'Hare over to the wing. Parks with the ball. Fighting his way forward. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a gain of 1.
So that happened earlier in the 1st quarter, John, when I told you that he's too quick. Parks is just too quick. He's got to let it develop. He has to have a little bit of tempo. You got to let Jonas make that block and read it. Steinberg is still down over there, and it looks like they're working on his ankle. Looks like Steve's working on his ankle. There's as many people watching him as there are watching the game. For obvious reasons. Okay, he's up. He's up and he is moving around on his own. Little limp, but he's moving around on his own.
All right, second and goal. Ala trying to get something happening here. He's met in the backfield. Great pursuit there. David Kanya for the Titans chased him down. And again, I'll see if they give him a yard. It looks like they're marking at the 3-yard line. See Kanya giving chase there.
Good run.
Had a block out in front of him by Gavin O'Hare. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the third quarter, and it is. So,
and as that happens, John, number 1 has put his helmet back on, and he is on the field.
All right, so end of 3 quarters of play here at the stadium. Presidents 14, Pembroke nothing. But it will be third and goal as we begin the fourth quarter from the 3-yard line for Quincy.
And we got to keep this 14-point lead, right?
Ideally, the Presidents, if they would like to move up in the power rankings, these 14 points would certainly be a big help.
And the 0 doesn't matter. You just have to win by 14.
Yeah, it's whatever the margin of victory is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we mentioned Quincy, the number 8 seed right now in the MIAA Division II power rankings. Looking to see if they can move up a little bit here.
But all the teams above them would have to not win by 14.
Or not win at all, maybe, to see if they can move up a little bit. Yeah. Plymouth North and Billerica are the 2 teams directly ahead of them. Plymouth North 6, Billerica 7. Plymouth North is playing Marshfield tonight, which will be a tough game for Plymouth North.
So if it was to start right now, they would get Chelmsford at home?
Yes.
Interesting. Here we go. Start of the fourth quarter, John.
All right, and back in the game is Leo Steinberg to the right of your screen there next to the quarterback. O'Connell looking to pass. Rolling out, and he's going to run it himself, and he goes into the end zone.
Nice job.
Nice run there by Braden O'Connell. Took the time, was looking, saw the seam, and ran it for the 3 yards in for the touchdown.
He obviously had a read over here. That wasn't what he wanted. Then he looked at a run. Nope, let me back out. Looked at another read. Not what he wanted. I thought at that point in time he was just going to sail it into the end zone for a throwaway, but he tucked it and ran, and he got the points that he needed. Great job. Great job by O'Connell.
O'Connell will attempt the 1-point conversion. Number 9, Ryan Beach to hold.
All right, O'Connell in for the extra point attempt. It is up, and it is good. So the Presidents increase their lead now, 21-0 at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
John, it's almost time for those 6 a.m. text messages.
Steve is an early riser.
I work overnight, so I know John has to be to work early and getting everybody out of bed at the house. So about 7 a.m. I'm usually on the text thread as we lead up to Thanksgiving with John saying, all right, who do we got for this interview? Who do we do for this segment? What are we doing here? So that was, and Mr. Campbell will be involved in those text messages too.
I'm sure, yeah.
He's not exempt. No.
And a flag thrown. This might be offsides on Quincy. Yep, I'll be ready for them, Steve. Normally I'm up. Again, those weekdays, getting the kids up and ready for school and whatnot.
Yeah, the best part of that is it started with an idea that I had.
The illegal procedure on the receiving team. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty re-kick.
Against the Titans.
Why would they? Whatever. I had that idea years before, and I shot it to Scotty at Pembroke. Actually, Quincy was playing Pembroke. He's like, we got to do it. And it's kind of taken on a life of its own, which I love.
All right, ball goes out of bounds. I didn't know if a Pembroke player touched it or not. goes out of bounds at the 12, so I'm sure this ball will be moving up or see if they want to re-kick. Yeah, first game of the season, Steve, we were here for at the stadium. Quincy was hosting Revere, and one of the Revere coaches saw me.
Ball's going to be placed at the 35-yard line.
Saw me setting things up, and said, "You guys do that pregame show on Thanksgiving?" And I said, "Yeah, we do." He said, "Yep, I've heard about it." So that caught me for a surprise. We don't play Revere in sports too often here for either Quincy or North Quincy. So when he said that, I got a chuckle, and but he said he's heard about it, so I thought that was kind of cool that it's making its way around.
So, last year, after the game was over and the miracle on Hancock Street and everything like that, a couple of I got a couple text messages from Quincy guys who are like, "Hey, the North Quincy guys heard you, this year, and how do you like that?" And just going back and forth, and all in good fun. Love all those guys and everything like that. But I said, "Geez, at least somebody's listening, right?" I don't care if you like what I say, you don't like what I say, but at least you're listening, And the guy goes, "Yeah, God and that one kid, he was listening." I said, "Man, I got 2 listeners." So now we have a lot of fun with it. And Frank, who I had the honor and privilege to play against, he's great. I love doing it with him, and all those guys are all good guys. It's it's one day out of the year where you don't want to see them do well, but I love all those guys. They're all good people.
Quick pass over the middle from Pembroke is complete. Gavin O'Hare trying to get in there and strip that ball away from Nicholas Carboni, but Carboni holds on to it all the way up to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, Leo had that strip for the touchdown. Now everybody's just in there raking for it, try to get it out again. Problem is sometimes you forget about the tackle when you're doing that. You give up a couple extra yards that you shouldn't.
All right, first down for Pembroke.
Here come the Presidents.
Pass, and it is complete. Nice catch there by number 25, Liam Cullinane. And he's going to have another first down for Pembroke. Did a nice job staying in bounds and picking up a few extra yards before he gets thrown down there by Steinberg at the 34-yard line. Anthony Pinto in at quarterback for the Titans.
They're coming again.
And this time they're going to get him. Great job there by the Presidents. Steinberg came from the edge. Pinto stepped up into the pocket, but the Presidents were right there. It looked like it was Aiden McElhaney coming up to finally make the tackle. Also over there was Gavin Doyle.
I'll tell you, Coach Carson he's dialing up some blitzes all night tonight. Very rarely has he just sat in the base defense and let happen whatever's going to happen, man. He's been bringing it all night long, and it's paying off for him. He's got the 0. He's got guys moving back. He's got the fumble recovery pick tonight. He's got a couple good stops. He's getting rewarded for his efforts.
6-yard loss on the play, so it brings up second down and 16 now. And Presidents come pass over to the far sideline. It's complete. Has an open sideline now going down. And that is Michael Giese on the catch. He's going to get all the way up to about the 10-yard line. We'll see if they spot him down, but a big play there by the Titans.
So, again, it looks like Jonah was on this play, and this happened last half. They overthrew the wide receiver. This time he dumped it over Jonas's head. If you know that play's coming, you have to widen out with that wide receiver. You can't just let that guy float away from you and you have no idea where he is.
All right, so it's first and goal from the 7-yard line now for the Titans. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the game. Looking for the fade route, and
Oof.
yeah, we're going to pass
Yeah.
interference in the end zone as Nate Allen had a little bit of a hold there. We'll see if it's a hold or pass interference. I believe the ball was in there, so we pass interference.
I would argue that that's uncatchable, John. Although I mean it's kind of blatant. I get it, but I would argue that it's uncatchable, which I know Coach DeWitt is. But yeah, you're gonna get a penalty there all day long.
So that if it was a hold, then it wouldn't matter if it was.
So we have defensive pass interference. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. Replay the downs.
If the hold, if they call the hold, it wouldn't matter if it was catchable or not. But with
Right.
pass interference, that's when it comes into play. Either way, it is a penalty against the Presidents and going to put the ball inside the 5-yard line.
Got him. Oh boy.
And looking pass into the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Complete.
Was looking for Vocal.
What a stop this is going to be. Defensive plays on the wristband too? Wow, I like it. Fancy.
All right, 2nd and goal. Now for the Titans. Ball at the 3-yard line still. Another pass. Oh, great job there
Nice
by
job.
Nate Allen to reach in and break up that play.
You get a lot of hand fighting on those one-on-ones. A lot of hand fighting going on over there, and I think it's just a matter of, you know, did he impede the guy from catching the ball? Did he change his route? And I don't think he did. It was great defense. A lot of hand fighting both ways. You know what I mean? Like offensive and defensive pass interference. You can call on almost any one of those plays.
3rd and goal for the Titans. Pinto looking into the back in the end zone, and it is almost intercepted, and it goes incomplete. Jaden Doyle was in the back there to try to hold on to that for the Titans, but it goes through his hands as well. Pinto did a great job waiting to the last second and just falls incomplete. You see Will Cannon there upset with himself that he couldn't hold on to it.
Instead of Leo trying to jump over the blocker right there, I'd like to see him run right through him. Maybe knock him back into the quarterback and affect the follow-through of the quarterback. Tough, though. I mean, he's out there. He knows how close he is. It's a tough decision.
All right, 4th and goal now for the Titans. Again, at the 3-yard line.
Dial up the pressure, Coach. Come on. Here he comes.
Steinberg coming.
He ran through him.
Into the end zone,
No
and
way,
it
out of
is no. It was out of bounds. Benjamin Vocal was over there, but he was out of bounds. Watch the replay. Vocal did a nice job cutting back to the sideline, and
Oh, yeah. Way out.
yeah, his knee was out of bounds. So the Presidents hold there with 7:57 left to go here in the game. But now they are backed up to their own 3-yard line, 1st and 10.
In a perfect world, I think this would be Coach DeWitt's last drive, right? You keep it on the ground, you get a couple first downs, and you burn the rest of this clock out.
All right, O'Connell under center. Hands it off. That's Alla on the carry. And Alla will get up to about the 9-yard line. See if they give him the 10 or not. And the Presidents will let this clock tick down as much as they can, especially backed up here.
The pickup at 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 for the
So the back official, John, you can't see him in the picture, but the back official holds up his hand, and that tells the quarterback when there's 10 seconds left in the play clock. And it looks like Jaden's taking his time coming out, calling the play, taking his time getting to the line. He waits for the back official to put up his right arm, which means there's 10 seconds, and then he starts the cadence.
Result of that play is the president's
All right, Ala on the carry, and he gets up to the 14, and that will be a first down for the Presidents. So a little bit more breathing room there. And as you said, Steve, they're just going to let it tick down here. 6:45 now to go.
So see how O'Connell's just waiting. He's just going to wait. Guy puts his arm up. Here we go.
Steinberg on the carry for Quincy Hyde. Nice cut there up to the 20-yard line. Still fighting his way forward.
Get out of there, 66.
See on the replay, see where they spot him down. Looks like he's going to get up to the 23-yard line, just shy of the first down.
Oh boy.
And big gusts of wind now here at the stadium.
Annie M's going to come by any second now. Oh, man.
And nice job by O'Connell.
Pushman on the defense. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Quincy will take the free 5 yards.
First down for us.
And it will be a first down as well.
I do have to say there has been a few points tonight where Quincy has been disciplined. I was beating him up a little about getting some penalties and being an undisciplined team, but there has been a couple points tonight where they did buckle down, and they got some penalties to go their way tonight instead of the other way. You got to give credit where it's due. O'Connell waits for the 10 seconds. There's the call.
Steinberg hit in the backfield. And flag thrown on the play as well.
Number 1, Leo Steinberg on the game. No game.
We have a 5-yard face mask against the defense. Going to be 5 yards added to the end of the run. Replay first down.
Five yards. Incident.
All right, first down and 4 for Quincy. Ala trying to get to the outside but cannot. Good pursuit there by Patrick Shadley. Also Nicholas McCarthy.
Pembroke called a timeout.
Pembroke does call a timeout.
They must have a 21-point play.
So clock stops with 3:45 to go here in the game.
John, what are we doing tomorrow night? Little trick-or-treating?
We got trick-or-treating going.
All right. What are we dressing up as?
I don't know. So we've gotten to the stage of my oldest daughter's life where she's going out with her friends for the first time.
Oh, boy.
So we've gotten to that point.
Oh, boy.
So,
well, we know it's not the Quarries or the Mount or anything like that, so it's got to be safer than that. Good Lord.
And then I think we have my other dog's going to be, I think, a lifeguard. And then my son's has one of those blow-up dog costumes.
Oh,
It's fantastic.
Love it.
So,
Love it. Make sure you check the candy before they have it.
yeah.
Very key.
The candy tax, right?
That's right.
Well, there's 24 hours left, so that could change 3 different times. Jonas Alla with a big run here for the Presidents.
He
Crosses
might be
midfield,
gone.
and
He
he's
might
going to
be
go
gone.
at the 20, 15, 10,
Stay in
5.
bounds.
Touchdown,
Touchdown.
Jonas Alla.
Flag on the play, John. Not so fast.
Back at midfield is the penalty flag.
Penalty marker.
And it looks like the Presidents are not going to celebrate, so you know what that means.
Holding gets to the offense. So yeah, it's still going to result in a first down.
I need a number.
On the offense, the penalty's going to be from 10 yards from the spot. It'll still be first down.
All right, so the flag was thrown at the Pembroke 49-yard line, so that'll move it back now to the Quincy 41, but
10-yard
it is a first down.
spot of the foul.
Wind
It
the
is
clock.
first down. The ball is spotted at the 41-yard line of the Presidents.
Come on, Q!
Stay in bounds, kid.
All right, Alla,
Attaboy.
so he does stay in bounds and holds on to the ball as well. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Timeout, Pembroke.
Pembroke calls their second timeout.
So it looks like we'll be back here next Friday for a Quincy game.
Yeah, it looks like Quincy will be hosting a playoff game, so that'll be first home playoff game. I want to say since Quincy made the playoffs back in 2003.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Uh,
Since a new era of this, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
without
yeah.
a doubt. Without a doubt. And listen, rightfully so. You know, they did their job this year so far. They've done their job. They beat the teams they were supposed to beat. The last 2 weeks you'd like to get one of those 2 games, but you didn't. But the teams you were supposed to beat, you beat, and you beat them the way you were supposed to beat them. So they've earned the right to host a home game. They will next week. And then you just see what happens from there. And there will, even if they lose next week in the playoffs, there will be another week where they have a game. We don't know if it's home or away, but they will play somebody.
a handoff there for Jonas Alla.
Oh my God!
And
look at these 2 fighting over here.
Late
Come
flags
on.
thrown, as you said.
There's.
So officials coming over to talk to head coach Ed DeWitt. And it's going to go against the Presidents.
So we have a dead ball, personal foul, 64. It's going to be 15 yards. Yeah, they called it. And also Pembroke took a timeout. That's their 3rd and final timeout.
Timeout, Pembroke.
There's no need for that stuff, John. I don't care whose fault it was. I don't care who did it first or last or whatever. There's no need for it. Put your helmet back on. Stand on the sidelines.
All right, so clock stops with 3:05 left to go in the game with the Pembroke timeout, as you heard, their final timeout. And it's going to bring up now a 3rd and long for the Presidents.
3rd and 21 for the Presidents.
I can guarantee you, any other team, any other coach, whatever, that's the stuff they watch on film. They will attack that kid immediately and get him out of his game. They'll get him out of his rhythm, they'll get him out of his game, and they'll just rack up 15-yard penalties on that kid.
All right, Steinberg with the ball. There's run here by Leo Steinberg trying to stay in bounds, and he looks like he's going to go.
Good job, Leo.
He will not be caught. 10-5 touchdown, Leo Steinberg.
Good job, Leo. Good job.
No flags on the play this time here, Steve, as Steinberg did a great job using the blocks, using his own skills as well.
Kid's a special player. He's a special player. And I'll tell you what, I don't know where he's going next year, but wherever he's going next year, they picked up a great kid and a great player. He runs hard. They're up 21-0. He doesn't have to run like that. The kid turns it up, man. He's a player. He's a game breaker.
All right, low snap. And Ryan Beach for the Presidents tried to pick it up, but not enough time for O'Connell to kick it away. So point after attempt is no good, but nonetheless, the Presidents have a 27-0 lead with 2:51 left to go here in the game. Several times here tonight, our cameraman Frank Hart has had been wiping down the lens of our camera to make sure we don't get water on it. So I want to say good job to Frank doing that, and then jumps right back into the action there as things are happening.
I'll tell you, the guys that you have here tonight, they deserve a raise. Whatever you're paying them, double it. Standing out there tonight in that weather, doing a great job with the cameras, a great job with the replay, a great job with everything. They deserve double the pay. Does it look like I was a light over here, John? Like a shining light? Like a car light? Headlight? Am I just seeing things?
You might be. I'm not too sure. Might be the water in front of you there. That's. Yeah, no. All the crew here has done a great job. Luckily, our cameraman Frank has been upstairs in the booth to keep him hopefully mostly dry here tonight. Obviously, the camera is sticking out the window here in the press box of Veterans Memorial Stadium. So trying to keep himself and the camera dry as much as possible. Everyone in the truck as well, as you said, doing a great job. Pembroke looking to pass over to the left side. Quarterback now passes it finally, and it is incomplete.
So Pembroke will fall to 2-6, and even though they're not in playoff contention, they will play 2 more games like everybody else. Everybody will end up playing the same amount of games. Just the next 2 weeks will either be playoff games or just regular games, and they'll play other non-playoff bound teams.
Correct.
So Salem will have a chance to move up. Groton will have a chance to move up. Greater Lowell will have a chance to move up. Could be a shake-up there in D5.
Ball comes loose, and we'll see if the Presidents are able to cover it there. Anthony Pinto was trying to get onto it, and Pinto does jump on it, but great job there. Joseph McNeil for the Presidents coming in and giving pressure. You'll see him coming up from the bottom of your screen. Under 2 minutes to go now here in the game.
The sidelines are starting to feel it a little. Guys are shaking hands, big hugs. Coaches are hugging each other. They're realizing that they've won this. They are now in the playoffs and most likely will host a game next week.
And screen set up, but a great job
Great
there.
tackle.
And that was Ryan Beach who read that play perfectly.
Great play.
Fourth down now for the Titans. So, but like you said, Steve, most likely the Presidents will be back here next week for the first round of the Division II playoffs. Again, team to be determined. It'll be an exciting thing as the Presidents will improve to 6-2, and one of the best records Quincy's had in quite a number of years as well.
It is, and as much fun as they're having on the sidelines right now, and they should enjoy it because, again, they've earned it, right? The JVs are in now. They have earned it. They really have. They got another 0 tonight. They need to understand, and I'm sure they do, that next week it's not going to be this easy. Right? They got to get to work on Monday. They got to install a plan that's going to work for next week. And next Friday night, no matter who it may be, it's not going to be this easy. They're going to have to put the pedal down for 4 quarters. So enjoy it now, boys, but time to go to work on Monday.
The Presidents can line up here in victory formation. One snap of the ball. And that should do it here at the stadium as you see O'Connell getting ready to line up.
Presidents go into victory formation. It'll do it.
So great job here by the Presidents on a wet and windy, rainy night here at the stadium. They're able to take advantage of some turnovers by the Pembroke Titans and force some turnovers as well. And great job all around with a big 27-0 victory over the Titans. Again, I mentioned the Presidents now improved to 6-2 overall, 2-2 in the Patriot League, and will look to move up in the rankings of the MIAA Division II seedings. Again, right now at number 8. Hopefully they're looking to try to move up into there and again host a playoff game next week here at the stadium. So it'll be quite a week here. But like you said, Steve, it's going to be time to get to work as it's going to be some big games coming here for the Presidents. And regardless of who they play, it's going to be a tougher game with the seeding on the line and trying to move into the Elite 8.
Yeah, and listen, a couple of years ago when Coach DeWitt got the job, nobody banged the Coach DeWitt drum harder than me. Coach DeWitt, Ed DeWitt's a great guy. He's just a tremendous guy. He's a tremendous football guy. He's an alumni here at Quincy High. And I can tell you that, after last year, we spent a lot of time on the phone just talking about stuff, right? What does he think? What does he want to do? What does he think he can do or can't do? How can I help? Not that I did anything. And this guy he did it himself. There's no doubt about it. With a great coaching staff. But we spent a lot of hours on the phone about football, Quincy High, alumni, this, that, the other, printing apparel and all kinds of stuff. And it's all for this, right? It's all for this night. It's all for making the playoffs. It's all for getting after it and them celebrating in the end zone right now. And they deserve it. They deserve to have a good time. They deserve to go next week and host a game right here in Quincy at Veterans. Congratulations to Coach DeWitt. I couldn't be happier for the guy. The whole staff, Justin Thorley, Coach Noble, who's back this year, Coach Carson, who's doing the defense, Coach Lepresti, Coach Sleeman, Coach Scott Paddington, they're all great guys. They're all great guys, and they deserve it.
All right, real quick, want to thank our crew that came out here today. We mentioned just a little while ago, but did a fantastic job here. Our director tonight was Peter Doherty. Our engineer, Chris Potter. On graphics was Anna El Torre. On audio, Tim Myers. And on camera, Frank Hart. So QATV, we will be back here next week for the Presidents. Again, most likely they'll be hosting a playoff game. We're assuming they are, but we'll be back here next week with that team and time and date to be determined. But keep a lookout on q8tv.org. And our Facebook page for updates on when that game will be played, but we'll have it live on QATV as well. Well, Steve, thanks for coming. Hopefully we'll be back here next week, and we'll see what's happening for an exciting week and leading up to that game. And, again, of course, we want to mention no matter what happens next week, we'll be here on Thanksgiving morning as well with our pregame show at 8:30 and kickoff at 10 a.m. So, final score here, Quincy 27 and Pembroke 0. The Presidents are heading to the playoffs. So, for Steve Mays, my name is Jonathan Caleri. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of QATV Sports. We will see you next time.